I love Tupac, but is he really the greatest of all time? Let's talk about it. Recently, T-Pain, Mr. Autotune himself, got lots of backlash when he said that Pac would, quote, get ate the fuck up lyrically if he were alive today. I gotta agree with T-Pain, 100%. I will start off by saying I grew up on Tupac. I still listen to Tupac. I do think he is one of the greatest to ever touch a mic and inspire a generation. But is he the greatest of all time? I personally don't think so. Now, Tupac has some of the most loyal fans ever. And if a person like myself shares an opinion on Tupac that they don't like, they'll attack you. Just know, Pac fans, that I am one of you. I'm not a fan of no one. Pac supporters, I'm a Pac supporter. I'm not a fan of anybody, but fans will attack you. I just want you to know that I come in peace. I come out of love for Tupac Shakur. But I truly feel that after he passed away in 1996, other rappers came along and took the crown. And if Tupac Shakur were alive in 2022, I don't believe he'd lyrically be able to hang with most of, I'm not going to say most, with a lot of these artists. Now, I ask people their top 10 all the time. What's your top 10 dead or alive? Who's your top 10 dead or alive? It's just one of my favorite questions to get a conversation going amongst hip-hop heads. So I'll ask people, their top 10. And people's top 10 tells me a lot about them. Your top 10 MCs of all time tells me a lot about you. So if I ever ask you what your top 10 is, I'm trying to see what kind of person you are. And if you put Lil Pump in like number 1 or something, we can't fucking hang around. All right? But I ask people their top 10 all the time, and it seems like I feel like they feel obligated to put Tupac and Biggie number 1 and number 2. My top 10 changes every few years. Tupac was in my top 10 at one time, but he fell out of my top 10 years ago. There are artists, once again, who came out after Tupac passed, who I personally believe, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, don't fucking get all pissed off and start commenting and shit, but in my opinion, I feel like they would have ate Tupac alive lyrically. If hypothetically Tupac were alive. I know this is hypothetical world, so just take yourself to hypothetical world for me, can you? Can we all go to hypothetical land really quick here? Light my joint. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to my channel. I'm going to just name a few MCs who I feel came after Tupac, who, frankly, for lack of better words, lyrically would fuck Tupac up. Lyrically. Just like T-Pain said, we're going to use T-Pain's phrase tonight. The artist that I'm going to mention, the few artists I'm going to mention that came out after Tupac passed, are artists I believe would lyrically Tupac up. And I'm not going to mention any artists who released albums or released projects before Pac passed. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to name the Jay-Z's, the Nas's, who I believe in 2022 would lyrically eat Pac up. This is all hip-hop terms, so don't get your panties in a bunch. We're talking hip-hop here, and we're talking my opinion. Okay, I'm not going to mention Jay-Z and who I feel has surpassed Tupac lyrically, with his projects, content-wise. I mean, and Nas. Nas is still releasing projects in 2022, and they are just as good, if not better, than they were back in 1998. That latest Nas, the latest 3 Nas albums, even the one that Kanye West produced, top of the line. Those lyrics, forget about it. You can't find those lyrics anywhere. Would we be saying the same about Tupac in 2022? I don't know. Hypothetically, I don't know. But I do know if Pac were alive today, Nas would be eating his shit and Jay-Z would be eating his shit. But I'm not going to mention artists like that. I'm going to mention artists who came out after Tupac passed away in September of 1996. And these are artists who I believe would have lyrically gave Tupac a run for his money. First artist I'm going to name, in no particular order, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. Let's talk a little bit about Kendrick. When I see him, I see someone who puts words together and phrases and cadences that I've never heard before. And if Kendrick Lamar and Tupac Shakur hypothetically had a battle of verses, let's go verses, right? In 2022, Kendrick Lamar would eat him up. Lyrically. And not only that, Kendrick has great projects that he's put out. Timeless projects. But I feel he is better than Tupac. And he will go down when it's all said and done as one of the greatest MCs of all time, if not the greatest. I'm talking Kendrick Lamar. Surpassing the stars of the 80s and 90s. He already has. Another MC who I feel would give Tupac a run for his money lyrically in 2022. J. Cole. J. Cole is an amazing MC. Once again, he puts words together. Like right now, him and Kendrick Lamar are the best in the game, period. Like there's nobody better than him and Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, once again. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I think J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are number 1 and number 2 in 2022 lyrically. And if J. Cole and Tupac Shakur did a versus in 2022, J. Cole would eat him up. Now, once again, let me remind you, I'm only naming artists who came out after Tupac passed away in 1996. Kendrick Lamar didn't release a project pre-1996. J. Cole did not release a project pre-1996. Another MC who came out after Tupac passed away, who I think if they had a versus in 2022, this man would eat him up lyrically. I know a lot of you are going to hate hearing this name. Oh, the suspense is killing you, ain't it? Eminem. Slim Shady. Lyrically, Tupac and Eminem are the only 2 artists to actually make me cry. I'm sharing a little personal information with you, and screw you if you want to laugh, all right? We all cry. If you don't, maybe you need to, motherfucker. You wouldn't be going around acting like a dick to everybody. But Tupac, 2 songs actually of Pac's made me shed a tear. And a couple of songs of Eminem's have done the same. I believe Eminem would run rap circles around the late great Tupac Shakur lyrically. And Dusty Vision, it's not all about the lyrics. I can already hear a lot of you talking. It ain't just about the lyrics, man. You don't know what you're talking about. It's about the overall, how we impacted the world and how we did this and movies and I get all that. No, and I 100% agree. I feel like Eminem impacted hip hop, and not only hip hop, but the world on a much bigger scale than Tupac did. Yeah. And I love Tupac. Time goes by, puffing on lie, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. I feel crazy. Oh. R.I.P. Badass, who had the dopest verse in that song. I mean, let's keep it real. It's hard to outshine Pac, but Badass did it in that song. Got a nigga going crazy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love that song. It ain't easy being me. Will I see the penitentiary or will I stay free? It ain't easy being me. Will I see the penitentiary or will I stay free? Deep lines, right? Deep, impactful lines. Brenda's got a baby. I mean, keep your head up. Keep Your Head Up is one of the greatest hip-hop songs, period, of all time. I'm putting it top 10. I mean, if I can only pick 10 songs to represent not just an era, but to represent hip-hop, I would pick Keep Your Head Up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh. I mean, such a great song. Impacted the world. But when I say Eminem impacted the world on a bigger scale, I say it because he's a white dude. And I feel like he was more relatable to people in the suburbs, to people in Europe, to people in Russia, right? That's just my opinion. And that's why I say Eminem had a much bigger impact on the world than Pac, in my opinion. And if we can't share our opinions, get off my channel. Like, if you're a little girl and you're getting mad about, oh, shut your bitch ass and all this, like, get off my channel, dog. This is my opinion. And that's the problem with us nowadays. We can't share our opinion respectfully. I haven't said anything disrespectful. If anything, I've given Pac way more respect than there's nothing disrespectful about this. If you feel like disrespected or you feel like I'm disrespecting Pac, then you're a little. It's just my opinion. We're talking hip hop. And maybe if we all could get together and talk sometime without getting in our feelings, this would be a better world. Those are just a few artists who I believe lyrically, project-wise, releases that they've released, albums, are on a higher scale than Pac. I know some of you may be asking, what is your top 10, Dusty? My top 10 changes every few years. But as of 2022, this is my personal top 10 favorite rappers of all time in no particular order. All right, I'm going to just rattle them down as they come to my head. My personal favorite top 10 as of 2022. Off top, Nas, Jay-Z, E40, Andre 3000, Sugar Free. That's 5, right? Nas, Jay-Z, E40, Andre 3000, and Sugar Free. It's not necessarily my top 5, but they are on my top 10, and it's interchangeable. Like, Nas will be number 1 one day after I'm listening to a bunch of Nas. Then E40 will pop up there when I'm, get nostalgic and bump E40, and then Andre 3000 will jump. It's interchangeable. I don't have a number 1 definite. All right, that's top 5. Let's go top 10. I said I'll give you my top 10. Kendrick Lamar. Eminem. Here's one that I know you guys are probably going to disagree with me the most, but this dude is the LL Cool J of our generation, and he continues to release great projects, except for this last one. I really wasn't feeling it, but I'll give it another listen. I wasn't feeling it, but Drake is in my top 10. Ghostface Killah. So that's 9, right? So Nas, Jay-Z, 40, Andre 3000, Sugar Free, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Drake, Ghostface Killah. 10. It's going to be a toss-up between Styles P and Too Short, but I'm going to have to put Too Short. Yeah. I'm going to have to put Too Short for the lane he created and the lane he continues to stay in. One of the most inspirational rappers of all time, in my opinion, Too Short. And that doesn't say, and I know what you're saying, he ain't the most lyrical. What did I say? It's not all about lyrics. It's about project-wise. It's about how you inspired a generation. And I really feel like Too Short inspired the hell out of a generation and continues to do so. So yes, that's why he's in my top 10. That's my top 10 right there. What's your top 10? Comment down below. If you have ADD and you only want to do 5, what's your top 5? If you have super ADD and you only want to do 4, what's your Mount Rushmore? But I want to address before I head out of here, the people in my age range, the over 40s, the midlifers. What do they call us? The Generation Xers, right? Are we still the X? I always forget. But I want to address that crowd. We need to knock it off with this. Hip hop sucks nowadays, man. It was better when I'm in the 90s, man. 90s is the best ever. Hip hop today ain't shit. Man, Mobb Deep is the best group ever, man. They beat anybody. First of all, we're out of the Target demo. And how are you going to sit back as a 47-year-old man who's still stuck in his ways? How are you going to sit back and argue with a 17-year-old, 18-year-old who tells you that NBA Youngboy is the greatest thing ever and the new Tupac? You're out of the Target demo. And I guarantee you've never even heard one NBA Youngboy song. All you people, NBA Youngboy sucks. This person sucks. That person sucks. I guarantee you've never heard more than 30 seconds of their music, if that. If that. So all you old dudes, can you stop hating on these young guys? How can you sit back as a 49-year-old man and argue with a 27-year-old who grew up on Lil Boosie and says Lil Boosie is the best thing ever and the next Tupac and is this generation's Tupac? Yes, this is all things that I've heard, I've read, I've seen. NBA Youngboy, Boosie, people have compared them to Pac. You're 49 and a half, dog. Nobody cares about your opinion. And this is me also. Nobody cares about this fucking opinion that I just gave for the last 20 minutes. Nobody gives a damn that I think J. Cole is better than Tupac Shakur. They don't give a damn, because you know why? Because they know my ass is listening to mostly 90s music. I'm not listening to this new shit. I don't knock it, but I'm not listening to it, so they don't give a damn. I'm not buying their music. They don't care about my opinion. The target demo is 18 to 35. Those are the people that buy music. Those are the people that listen to current music. Those are the people that listen to current hip hop and all of that. Me, I'm still bumping DJ Quick. Okay? I'm still listening to Lords of the Underground. I'm still bumping Black Moon. No A&R right now, no record label executive gives a damn about my opinion. And Mr. 51-year-old out there who thinks Grandmaster Flash is the greatest rapper of all time, nobody gives a damn about your opinion either. So get over yourself.